I thought that was fantastic, you know, back to the roots, just the clothes and some good ideas.
When I went to the Women's March, what I felt when I saw that, and I wanted to capture that and make it palpable for people.
With him, you just know it's going to be worth it. And once again, he completely floored us, and his DNA done perfectly, you know, really edgy, lots of attitude.
Seems to be running through the shows in New York is this merging of art and fashion.
Well, the inspiration for the show this season was that Marc had seen this documentary called The Evolution of Hip Hop. So he really wanted to celebrate street culture, especially in New York. So we decided to treat each girl individually. Some girls have got a really super dark lip, and we're combining these two colors, blow and the deep black, mixing it together and applying it. On some girls have got mascara and a gloss on the lid. Other girls have got a black highliner pencil on the waterline and around. But we're treating the skin all the same. Everybody has like light coverage foundation, a little bit of cheek, contour, and a little bit of highlight.
Fantastic hats at the show, which are very characterful. They've been exaggerated, so they've been taken from the street. So Marc's inspiration from the street, taken from the street and zooped up, and made bigger, and made more characterful. And the hair underneath is just going to be each girl's personality, which we've been seeing across the board. That is a very strong feeling for designers in general, that the sense of personality, the sense of like taking the person for who they are and just celebrating that. The actual shape of the hats, you know, that could be like a Kangol hat, you know what I mean? And sort of like an over sort of, so they've sort of been pumped up so the things become more exaggerated, you know what I mean?
Collection was inspired by street style. You know, of course, Marc's track pants is part of it. He likes the street style and combination of street style with like a hip hop, but he wanted to always put glam. So we try to show all like a diversities. So we do some natural, no colors, some, and a lot of them long nails, and this is kind of a main color today. We decided to do square shape, but not too severe square, like a soft square shape, some, you know, straight, some diagonal with gold. So show varieties of street style and hip hop style with glam.
My God, a phenomenal show. As you know, we were instructed not to enjoy to be present in our experience. So inside the armory were two lines. Everybody had a front row seat. There were just two very narrow lines of chairs, and the girls came out one by one without any music. So we really could absorb all of the fashion.
Oh, I thought that was fantastic, you know, back to the roots. No music, no choreography, no set, just the clothes and some good ideas. Very New York, I mean, very Marc, very, I think the mood of the moment. Sober, but very joyful.
Worshipped it. I mean, you know, we're in such a time of change where so much seems wrong and you don't know what's right. And Marc is one of the few people who has the nerve to just do something radically different that just changes everything. I mean, it was, you know, no set, no music, no any, you know, it was so distilled down to the bare minimum, and I feel like my palate is completely cleansed and I'm ready to move on to the future. So he's the only person I can think of who can do that. So bravo and thank you very much for that.
I thought the show was really dope. I read that he was influenced by this documentary called Hip Hop Evolution, and I saw that was really reflected in all the outfits. It was a very 90s hip hop feel, the big bucket hats, the huge furs, the tracksuits, the sweatpants. Just a very 90s hip hop, very authentic hip hop idea reflected in the clothes. I thought it was dope. I liked how he was bringing it back.
I'm wearing a gold short dress that has like belled sleeves and then a velvet gold, it's like a blazer jacket. It's gorgeous. And then lovely shoes, like boots just below the knee. Gorgeous. It was amazing. Like I was fitting a lot of the looks, so like I got to like see each outfit like come together. It was so incredible and amazing to see like the detail they put into every single piece of clothing. It's amazing.
The show was incredible. It was really beautiful. I really loved the color palette, like the beiges of it were really spectacular. I liked that it felt accessible and like we could wear it. That was awesome.
Today I'm wearing a fur jacket, fox, with a long black pants. It's something I would wear in my real life. It's that cool. I love it. Being a part of Marc's show is always exciting because he's always have a surprise backstage stuff, and his show is always different, so we don't know what to expect.
I thought the clothes were incredible. You know, it's really his sweet spot, which is kind of that 70s vintage. And you know, it's so New York and he's so New York. So to have that kind of early hip hop moment with the Kangol feeling and the big jewelry, and it really suddenly felt like his accessories were reborn to me. The bags looked amazing, the necklaces, the big chunky gold bits on the sweaters and things. There were beautiful wearable pieces, but at the same time it felt so fresh and so now, and I know all the editors were going crazy for it, dying to shoot it.
I'm wearing like a beaded white like tunic dress and like a corduroy and shearling like coat and brown boots and like a chain necklace. It's really exciting. Like this is my first show ever, yeah. And especially as like a trans model, it's like pretty exciting to do like such a big show during New York Fashion Week. Marc's amazing, yeah. Marc's really cool and really, really sweet and nice, yeah.
It's like this long sleeve collared shirt. It's real cute, like argyle print almost, a little shine, and then like a bigger wide leg kind of pant. It's really cool. I feel like it's so creative. He's inspired by so many cool things, and it's just his art. It's like art, you know? It's one of a kind. I always feel like he brings something new that's different than every other show and from all his previous shows too. So it's really exciting to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's pants, black pants, and a sweater brown, black hat, big earrings. Oh, actually, this is my first runway, my first season in New York, so I'm super excited. I feel so lucky to be here, so yeah, I'm so happy.
I'm wearing a corduroy overcoat with like a cute mini dress, really sparkly, some like up to the knee boots, and a really cool hat. It's like flipped backwards, so it's really cool. Confidence, definitely. Like he steps outside the box, I know for sure. Like when I wore the clothes, I just felt like going out, being beautiful, and he's amazing.
His show notes explain how, you know, growing up, he was really inspired by the hip hop culture and the music culture that was happening in New York. And this is his homage to that. And then once we came out, here they are as a spread with the incredible music. So really, and this was an incredible surprise at the end. So the cherry on the cake.
I just came from Prabal Gurung's show, where when the models went back to come back out for their final walk, they all had really fantastic message, simple white message t-shirts on, and the music changed, and everybody stood up and clapped. And again, you know, fashion and all of us, we don't live outside of politics. And so it's really for each one of us to decide, you know, how much of an activist we want to be, what do we, you know, what will we stand up for.
I think the finale was probably one of the most emotional finales I've ever seen in a show. It was so ripe for this time.
I love Prabal. I think he's so great, and I feel like his, this political climate that we're living in has brought out sort of the activist in people, and so the finale was, I thought, just hit just the right note, and it sent a message, but at the same time, it is about the clothes, and the clothes were very pretty. Although I'm fur-free, he did work with a bunch of fur, and those were pretty.
The collection itself is very beautiful. I thought the coats were gorgeous, and his knitwear is outstanding.
So, he just, makes great gowns and great dresses and, sexy things that, look at the women in the front row. Priyanka Chopra and Diane Kruger and Sarah Jessica Parker. All those women love his clothes and love to wear it on the red carpet and love to wear it for a day. So he really knows what his customer wants. And this is one of my favorite shows that he's done. I thought it was really super pretty.
I was a sucker for the Prabal show, and I was very moved. I thought it was very impressive to see a couple of plus-size girls in the model, and that really kind of warmed my heart. I thought it was amazing. He clearly, something was in the air, the celebs came out for him, everyone came out for him, and it felt like a real moment for him, like a possible turning point and something special.
Felt really empowering, and I'm very grateful because when I went to the Women's March in New York, and what I felt when I saw that, and I wanted to capture that essence of what I felt and bring it there and make it palpable for people.
It got me. It was like right in the heart, and with everything that's happening, it felt like a really great moment for him. It felt like a good moment for fashion, and I was really, really proud of him. And the message at the end with the song and all the messages on the t-shirt, and I thought he handled it all very respectfully and very well with the message, and I left kind of, feeling very proud of him. I think he's wonderful.
Things like that can go right, wrong, whatever, but it worked, and I'm happy that people were willing to accept what I genuinely felt and my sincere love and what I feel is the way the world should be, more women in power,
Well, I loved going up to 146th Street and Broadway and seeing that amazing old space, the Hamilton Theater, in all of its sort of magnificent decrepitude. It was such a cool spot for an Alexander Wang show, and he's sort of become famous for taking us to offbeat places. We went to Brooklyn one year, we saw the show in a church a year ago, and so yeah, it was a great trip uptown. And then it was very much in keeping with his party girl vibe. The collection was quite dark, all black, but sexy and very in tune with what the Wang squad, as he likes to call them, wants to be wearing.
You know what, when you get the message like, okay, it's at 146th and Broadway on a Saturday night, you know, we're all downtown here, you kind of go, really? But you know what, with him, you just know it's going to be worth it. And once again, he completely floored us and surprised us with the most incredible location that matches his energy perfectly. He had a slogan that there'll be no after party, and of course that absolutely means there was going to be an after party. But the show itself was his DNA done perfectly. You know, really edgy, lots of attitude.
I thought the Alexander Wang show was great fun. The space itself was a dilapidated RKO theater, which was fascinating to watch, and there was just a really great energy in the room. People were excited. It felt like a kind of a club, and then the collection itself was really quite great. It's hitting this note of suits that are coming in for fall, but in a more playful way, I think, with the trims he put on the different pieces, and made it probably more accessible to a younger generation. I thought it was a really smart take on that trend. You know, coming from the last two collections, which were very playful and almost immature, intentionally so in their approach, you know, very kind of pop culture, this was more sophisticated, more tailored. I think there were just more options for people who don't really want to be part of the Instagram set. They want to dress for everyday life.
I'm always sort of intrigued by the sensibility of that collection because, I mean, it's always been rooted in this kind of street meets party meets, you know, dance club aftermath. But he has also proven himself to be quite a talented tailor, and I think you sort of saw those things combined in that show. And I sort of liked his sort of the theme of it, which was no after party, which I think read in a more nuanced way kind of suggested that, you know, this is the moment. There's nothing that is, there's no do-over, there's no second chance, that this is, you have to sort of grab life by the horns right now. So I thought that was kind of an interesting message for the times.
Well, I really did like some of those like lacy tights with the sequins with the sweatshirt. I thought that was a cute look. He had another, you know, see now, buy now capsule. I think it was like everything that was sort of themed no after party is available right away. And so he's definitely trying new models of selling, and that's smart because, you know, as you can see all around us, the fashion show system is in a state of flux and change.
Whenever people say, you know, our fashion show is really necessary, can we just go to showrooms? Can we just see things online? Do we really need to be there? Because there's a lot of them. You know what? When you see a show like that, you realize why. Because fashion it's more than just the clothes you're wearing. It's an attitude. You know, it's hair, it's makeup. It's even got it's got a soundtrack. They all kind of contribute to a mood. So fashion doesn't really exist outside of all of these pieces. And I think for Alexander to take us there and put us in that kind of set is just all part of this very cool head. So, you know, I'm really happy I made it up to 146th Street. It was absolutely worth it.
First of all, I was absolutely mesmerized by the venue that she gave the show in. It was apparently owned by a sausage maker, that wonderful brownstone, and it had the most amazing decor. More than that, she made the experience so rich by coupling poets and dresses, and it seems to be running through the shows in New York is this merging of art and fashion. Tracy is unique because she designs totally from her heart. She never looks back, and she never looks at anybody else's inspiration. It all comes from within her, and that is the best thing that a designer can do to share with the world. Yes, there was, and I want this dress. It was blue, and I think it had like a sweetheart neckline and a slouchy sweater over it. It was divine. Fitted in the waist, full skirt. It was a dream.
I love Tracy, and she always does a personality-filled presentation. There were little vignettes with girls wearing cute dresses and fun separates. It's always something that real women I know want to wear. It's kind of a moment that I think real women and real fashion lovers can both enjoy.
I thought it was a beautiful collection. It had all of her hallmarks, which is that sense of femininity. A bit of vintage and also relevance. I mean, it's clothing that you want to wear, that's easy to wear. And is, I think, a bit sort of eccentric and personal, which I think is what makes it interesting. Well, certainly her presentation was quite powerful. I mean, she invited women poets to come and to read poetry, sort of resistance poetry, protest poetry.
In a church because of a sign, free food for the weary.
And it was a very intimate space as well. Made it a little tricky to see the collection. But I thought that it worked well because, I mean, they really are clothes that you want to see up close.